Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio. It's a brand new week, brand new money, hopefully following it. Monday, November 29th, Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, ready to break down the Monday NBA card. We've got a 9-game NBA slate on tap tonight. We'll start with the Orlando Magic and the Philadelphia 76ers. We got the Sixers 14-point home favorites, 204.5, 205 the total in this one. The Sixers now finally getting healthier, finally have Joel Embiid, among others, back in the lineup for them. Unfortunately, Embiid comes back, and on Saturday, they still find a way to lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves, 121-120. Crazy game. Went to overtime, and the Sixers fall short in that game, despite the returning Joel Embiid, who did everything he could. He was a monster in that game. Double-double for him, 42 points, 14 rebounds as well for Embiid in his return. Harris had 17. Curry and Maxey in double figures as well. Danny Green off the bench contributing double digits in points as well. But unfortunately, not good enough defensively against the Timberwolves, who had a very strong game, who had 28 and 35 points from Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, respectively, in that victory over Philly. So Philly looking to bounce back here at home against Orlando. And Orlando's the kind of team where, you know, if you're angry and you're pissed off and you want to bounce back and destroy this team, you probably can. We remember Atlanta beat them down 129-111. Milwaukee beat them by 31, 123-92. It's been a difficult time of it for the Magic. They got pummeled over the weekend on Saturday by both the on the weekend by both the Bulls on Friday and the Cavaliers on Sunday. On Saturday, double-digit losses to the Bulls and the Cavs over the weekend for Orlando. Kind of feels like it's a smash spot for the Sixers. Do you want to lay this many, though, is the question. I'm not sure I do, but I would only look to maybe a first half maybe on Philadelphia here. Skee, what do you think? Magic, Sixers?
I'm not making anything official on this game, so I won't talk very long. I agree with you. The only way, I really just don't want Orlando. The number is just too large for me. 15. That's kind of where I got to draw the line, So
yeah,
maybe you play a rebound prop. Orlando's not that great on the boards. I see Bamba's game time decision, whether it's Tobias or Joel. Maybe that's the way I would play the game.
All right, Dutch, what do you think here, Magic, Sixers?
Yeah, real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. It's Medicaid Monday. Hit the motherfucking like button like I just hit that plain and wedding cake. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Muchly appreciated. Now, we don't have our guy Big Show in the back today, but this is a clear motherfucking backwood. Believe that. So backwood this motherfucker. Hey, we still got it. All right. Okay. Yeah, man.
I got you today. I'm running the show with the backwoods today. I got the backwood in my hand today. I'm controlling this thing. So there we go. Backwoods. Whenever we need it, we got it. We don't have to worry. We don't need Show. We don't need Nikki. We don't need anybody. We got the backwoods present and accounted for every damn day. Right.
All right, my man. As you can tell, all I know how to do is just sign into this bitch, and that's about it. But yeah, man.
No, the backwoods always here, even when some of us aren't. So you got Wham. What do you think here, Orlando and Philly?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and reiterate that sentiment. It's not that much I want to add on this game here, but I would say I did bet Wendell Carter to have a double-double at plus 150. He has hit that four consecutive times. I'm sorry. That's the way I'm going here is Wendell Carter. I think he continues to do that. Like my guy Skee said, they're bad on the boards, but he's been able to do it for him on the boards, getting that double digit there. So Wendell Carter double-double is the way I'm going.
All right, we go to Denver, Miami. Miami 7-point home favorites, 207 the total in this one. Interesting matchup between the Nuggets and the Heat. We'll see how it unfolds. The Nuggets haven't played great basketball on the road or in general. They're 0-6 straight up in ATS the last 6 games. They've been without Nikola Jokic, of course, with the wrist injury. Porter Jr. still out. They're not getting Murray back anytime soon, of course, at least till the All-Star break. So it's tough sledding right now for the Denver Nuggets. Now they got to take on Miami, coming off a nice road win on the weekend against Chicago, 107-104 victory for the Heat in that game. It's not just that Denver's losing. It's just that they're getting beaten up too. You look at these last 3 losses. They lose by 29 to Portland or to Phoenix, lose by 19 at Portland, and then they lose by 11 at home to Milwaukee. And I cashed a ticket with Milwaukee. I was on the Bucks on Friday night as short road favorites, and I'm like, it's just hard to back this Denver team at the moment. We'll see if Jokic comes back. See if we can get the latest on that. His game time decision, it looks like right now, questionable with that wrist injury. Obviously, it's a huge difference maker if he comes back. If he doesn't come back, I think it's probably a Miami look. I think Wham Bam is someone you look at maybe for some props tonight, especially if there's no Jokic on the basketball court for the Nuggets. So I would still only look Miami, but especially if there's no Jokic, and maybe Bam props as well. Skee, what are your thoughts here? Nuggets Heat.
Well, I think Jokic is going to play. I mean, this is supposed to be I mean, I know Morris is not playing. It's supposed to be a hype game. Jokic brother saying he's going to the game, right? Isn't that this game right here? So
yeah, this it.
I think Jokic is going to play for that reason. As far as the Heat, I still have to worry about Jimmy Butler if he's going to play, because he did something to his tailbone, and now he's game time decision. And also Hero, he's game time decision. He's out.
They got him out.
Okay. Oh, so I definitely, I want to play Miami. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to play Miami, but I definitely need Jimmy Butler in the game. So it's a wait and see approach for me.
Yeah, exactly. With Hero, it's big because we know there's been nights where Hero's been the best offensive player for the Heat. So, that is, don't sleep on that. Even though he's not always been in the starting lineup, this is a guy that's been that good for them shooting the basketball, and missing him's a big miss for the Heat with him not on the floor in a game like this tonight. What do you think, Dutch? Denver, Miami?
Yeah, man, this game's a little tough for me. A lot of question marks. Obviously, I think you do want to look, you touched on a lot, Ian, and Skee as well. You do want to look Miami at home, 7-1-1, I believe, the last 9 ATS at home. They handle business at the house. And we talked about Denver, the morale they have. Speaking of Denver, they did whoop that ass yesterday, didn't they, Skee? Yeah, man. I know you're a Charger. Yeah, don't be shy now. Yeah, we handled that motherfucker, and we were dogs too, outright. Yeah, man. Back to basketball. Yeah, the locker room is not very good right now. The morale, I would expect Joker to play in this game, but do I want to guess? No, I'm not going to play that game. To be honest with you, with Hero, being out, there's other games on the board, but I would look for Miami to handle business at the house.
All right, Wham.
Yeah, man, I'm not taking the Denver Nuggets on the road in the first quarter, man. They're 1-7 in that position there. Not good early on, especially here. I think it's a slight bit of revenge here. The last time these guys played 21 days ago, the Heat came off of a 113 loss to 96. In that game, Kyle Lowry shot terrible, 0 for 8. And without all these guys in there, I think he probably remembers that. He probably would play a little bit better. I would look towards him if I was betting props on the Heat side. But other than that, I'm thinking Will Barton, man. If Jokic is out, rebound props been looking like it's been cashing. I've seen some of my friends cashing with those, man. I think I want to join in that party there. I think he continues to get to the boards. Maybe we'll find a very favorable number, but I haven't bet anything on this game.
All right. Next up, we've got Oklahoma City and Houston. Houston, 2-point home favorites. 217 is the total in this game. I'm on the Thunder. You guys don't even have to guess what I like in this game. I mean, you're talking about a Thunder team. All they do is cash tickets for you. They continue to do it night in and night out. 6 straight point spread covers for them. Now, they've only won 1 game, but they've been competitive with good teams: Milwaukee, Boston, Atlanta, Utah, Washington in the last game. Only losing by 2, 101-99. And I thought they deserved a better fate because they were back and forth with Washington for that whole game. So I like what I'm seeing from the Thunder. They've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander back again, which is big. Josh Giddey's been terrific. Lou Dort, think by now we're sick of talking about Lou Dort, but it's got to be said he's been outstanding both ends of the floor. He's always been one of their best defenders, but he's got his shot working for him right now as well. What's there to like about laying points with Houston? I mean, it's just a team that's hard. It's difficult to lay points with them. I know they've won on back-to-back wins against Chicago and Charlotte. Very impressive. Did not see either of those wins coming in the fashion they did, but both of those with an asterisk. Charlotte on a back-to-back. They played a pretty grueling schedule. Same thing with Chicago. When Houston beat them, Chicago was going through the meat grinder from a scheduling standpoint. They played a lot of games in a short period of time. The one thing the Thunder have going for them tonight against Houston, and the one thing Houston can't take advantage of, is a rested team finally. Finally, Houston's going to play a team that's got a little rest. Oklahoma City hasn't played since Friday night when they lost to Washington. So It's just, to me, wrong team favored. I'll flat out say it. I don't believe the Rockets should be the favorite here. I think the Thunder should be actually 1.5 here in this one on the road. So I like OKC to get it done. What do you like, Skee? OKC, Houston.
Sorry, I kind of disagree. I kind of lean the other way here. I know OKC is. I mean, they've covered their last 6 games, but they've lost their last 5. It's not like they're winning any of these games. The only thing I see them really winning tonight in is maybe on the boards. Houston's been playing better defense lately. That's why they've been able to win a couple games. And also, ever since they took Tice out the starting lineup, and really, I mean, I don't want to say it, but Jalen Green, the combination of Jalen Green, Wood, and KPJ together was not really efficient. So Kevin Porter Jr., I was looking at him and listening to him. He said when he had that injury or whatever, it gave him time to look at some film. And lately, he's been doing a lot better. Like, he's looking at his reads a lot better, and he's cutting down on his turnovers. And I see Houston's won 2 games in a row versus Thunder team that's lost 5 in a row. I think I like the team that's playing a little bit better right now at the house. So I'll take Houston.
All right, like in Houston. Not bothered by that 1-6 ATS streak as home favorites, or 1-9 ATS off a win for Houston. But we'll see. I mean, you're right. They've made some. They have played a little bit better defensively. You're right. Now we're in winning time. Now win mode for Oklahoma City. It's not just hang in there, compete, and find a way to stay in the game. You got to win now. But OKC beat them down earlier this year when they played. And like I say, I've been riding the Thunder, and that's why I'm on them again. I've just been taking the points with them in most of their games recently. We're just riding the train, the cash train right now that is the Oklahoma City Thunder. What do you think, Dutch? OKC, Houston?
Yeah, man. Honestly, props to both of y'all for finding this much to talk about these 2 bum ass squads. But I know y'all like the Thunder, and then Ski want to go on the complete other side. So it's like, goddamn, a lot of love for these bummy motherfuckers. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna backwood this motherfucker real quick. Like, I don't fuck with this bullshit. No, man.
Hey, I respect the Thunder, and I know that they pretty much beat the bad teams, and they've lost to a lot of the better teams. So I don't discount them. I just think this spot favors the Rockets right now.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you're on the Hornets, but they surprised me though the last 2 games. Ian touched on it, so I'm staying far away from this motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte's been on a great run lately, and Chicago's had a great season so far. Houston beat both of them, so maybe it is an uptick. Well, this will tell us, was that just a blip on the radar? Or are they actually maybe ready to? There might be a buy sign on Houston if they do well tonight against OKC, because then 3 games in a row where all of a sudden this team's putting together better play on the court. There might be something to that. So that's what I'm going to look for tonight. And maybe even if I lose with OKC tonight, then maybe we'll jump on Houston in the games upcoming and maybe start to ride them a little bit. That's what I might look to do. We'll see. First, they got to get it done tonight. Wham, what do you think? Thunder, Rockets?
I kind of would agree with Skee. I do see a look here with the Rockets here. I like Garrison Matthews in the mix as well. He was really good for the Wizards last year in certain spots. I do like him as far as a grit player. But in this game, I think you guys already know, if you follow me, TROT Wham last night, I gave this out already. Lou Dort over 2.5 threes. Obviously, we're going right back to the well here with this one. 5 out of the last 7 times it's hit. Obviously, this is a team that's shooting below 5%. I'm sorry. They're allowing bottom 5 3-point percentage to opponents in the Rockets. We're going to see a guy go against a team that he's already used to going against. Maybe a little Dort dagger here, but I like the Lou Dort over 2.5. This is a best bet look here. I'll just give y'all the preview there, so that's why I'm going with it.
All right. Let me mention one prop too. I kind of forgot, but how I was kind of looking at it. If KPJ is going to continue to have better games, like he had 12 assists, I think over 6.5 plus 120. Decent look.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. That actually makes sense from a prop perspective for sure. And that with this game, Indiana, Minnesota, we've got Minnesota 2.5 3-point home favorites, 218.5 the total. It is a back-to-back for Indiana. They were in Milwaukee last night, and they got drilled pretty well, 118-100 in that game. You look at the minutes though for the Pacers, and because of it being a blowout, nobody played an extended amount of time on the court. 33 minutes for Malcolm Brogdon, but LeVert played 26. Sabonis only played 21. You had Miles Turner at 22 minutes, Justin Holiday at 25 minutes. So for a back-to-back situation, it's not that bad for the Pacers. They're not going to be taxed or fatigued. I do think it's kind of a bet-on spot for them here and a kind of a troubling spot. Like Minnesota's playing great. It's not easy to go against them at the moment. 6-1 straight up and ATS in their last 7 games. They played some great ball. They beat Miami. They beat Memphis. They beat Philadelphia in overtime on Saturday with Embiid back. So they have some nice wins on their resume, but it doesn't feel like a Minnesota spot, if you know what I mean. The big overtime win against Philly, now coming back home. Indiana drilled last night by Milwaukee. I think there's a reason Indiana's taken the money as road dogs here. They're 6-1 ATS the last 7 meetings in Minnesota. They've done well head-to-head. I would lean to the Indiana side. I like the over a little bit too. Just series history bet more than anything. I mean, 4 last 5 meetings have gone over the total, and in the games you saw 237, 240, 262, and like you've had some massive shootouts between the Pacers and the Timberwolves, and this total is only sitting at 218 in that range, and it's just now starting to go up a bit. So I agree with the move up in the total. I think it goes over 218. Skee, what do you think? Indiana, Minnesota.
I saw Miles Turner pop up on the injury report, and if he's out, I think back to that Pacers team from last season at the
Quicker
end.
pace, smaller lineup. Yep. 100%.
And no defense. Every single game was extremely high scoring. So if he's out, I would agree with you. Probably play the over. But I mean, other than that, I feel like both of these teams have been playing some defense lately. If Turner is in, I kind of was thinking the other way, just because I looked at the games the Pacers have played on a back-to-back so far this year. It's been 4 of them, and all 4 of them have went under and have averaged like close to 200 points. So I looked at that. I looked at Pacers 8-4 to the under on the road. I looked at the Timberwolves 9-3 to the under at home, even though they've been going over lately. So I gotta wait on another game until the injury report is clear.
Yeah, I mean, current form, both teams, better defense, played under. Series history is over with Pacers versus Timberwolves. Now you got the Miles Turner injury. And if he's out, look out. This means Cat could be having a big night for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns could mean some big production from him if Miles Turner's not on the floor for the Pacers tonight. Dutch, what do you think here? Pacers, Timberwolves.
Yeah, with Miles Turner's streaky ass on or off the court, Big Cat's gonna eat tonight. Believe that. Yeah, man. I don't really understand all this love for the Pacers. Shout out to my guy Mark Nick. I see you, my dude. Smash that motherfucking like button, Nathan. I see you, my guy. Yeah, but I don't really understand all this love for the Pacers. I mean, I could see the double overtime spot coming off. You touched on it, Ian. But the Wolves, they're going for 5 straight at home. 5-0 ATS in their last 5 at home. Also, as a favorite, they're 5-0 ATS. 7-1 ATS in their last 8. And I like Minnesota at home. I really do. I think they're an upcoming team. Russell's playing solid. You got Edwards just jumping out of the gym, having big games every other night. Malik Beasley's been playing really nice too. Did have an off game, against Philly, but he's been getting double digits, giving them real nice off the bench, looking like the a little bit past Malik that we've seen, giving him decent minutes. I think that Minnesota is just going to handle them right now. Pacers are a team that I don't really like backing, to be completely honest with you. And the only thing that really scares me about this is what you touched on, Ian, is I believe it's 6-1, like you said, last 7 meetings. The Pacers have had their way with Minnesota, but also coming off a back-to-back. I know they didn't play tons of minutes. It's still a back-to-back. They still had the travel. I look for Minnesota to handle business at the house. 2.5, 3. I think it's a solid number. And then, of course, I am on Anthony Towns. Big Cat over 21.5. Went over this number 7 in the last 8 games. Had foul trouble. That one, we're actually on it. He bricked, but 7 of the last days went on it. We talked about how well he's been shooting the ball from 3 everywhere, just attack. And the last 2 meetings, he's had 30+ against these boys. So I look, I hope Miles is out because it makes my side even better here. But I think Cal will eat regardless, and Minnesota will handle business at the house, make it 6 straight.
All right, liking Minnesota, Dutch, as well as Karl Anthony Towns over his point prop here. Wham, what do you like?
Yeah, when I capped this game last night, I was thinking Minnesota all the way. Initial first glance as well, because obviously we've seen how they've been playing defense lately. But like my guy Skee said, he pulled back the layers. It's been a little bit defense here as well for the Indiana Pacers last 5 games. They're allowing opponents 28% from 3. They're holding opponents at 28% for three. I repeat that, man, because it's just one of those things that you're not getting D'Lo to get those clutch shots against the Sixers. They don't win that game. So it's a little bit more lackadaisical I've seen from the 76ers rather than maybe you see some better defense here for the Indiana Pacers. In this meetings as well, my guy probably mentioned this as well. Over the last 5 meetings, Indiana Pacers won straight up 5 times, covering 4 of those times. And the over, like you guys said, these teams typically don't play that much defense historically. The over is 4 of the last 5 as well. So I wouldn't think about taking any side or any messing with the total in this game. So it just gave me a glimpse of staying away, honestly.
All right, we go to Chicago and hosting Charlotte. We've got Chicago 4.5-point home favorites, 223 the total in this game. Total's gone down, and I think Charlotte probably wants to atone defensively for a shoddy effort and a pretty brutal loss against Houston, 146-143, a loss in overtime to the Rockets on Saturday night. We'll see if James Borrego's team bounces back here. But remember, this team was playing some great ball before that loss, 8-1 in 9 games before losing to Houston over the weekend. Chicago's off a home loss to Miami going into this one. Now, you have to wonder for Charlotte. They've exceeded my expectations. I didn't expect them to be 13-9 necessarily here in the East. Now they lose to a bad Houston team, after a great run. Is that the sign of maybe them starting to regress and come back down to earth a little bit, Charlotte? I'm thinking that might be the case. I would only lay it with the Bulls, especially off a home loss to Miami. I like the bounce back situation this is for Chicago tonight at home. So I would lean Bulls a little bit here in this game tonight if I were to bet it. Maybe you look at Vucevic, 2 points and rebounds, because, I think he's going to gradually get better and better. Remember, he's still coming back, getting himself more into the rotation. He missed a little bit of time there, but gradually I think you're going to see him get better and better points and with rebounds especially. And Charlotte's been a brutal team in the rebounding category this year. So that might be a spot for Vucevic props, points, rebounds, both, maybe one or the other. Over, you could do over points, over rebounds, maybe a combo of both. But I definitely think it makes sense here maybe to look at Vucevic to be that prop player bet for the Bulls tonight in this game. Certainly LaMelo, we've talked about him for a while now. Can't argue with anybody maybe looking to bet props with him. It's been obviously lethal offensively during this great stretch for the Hornets. But if I'm betting this game from a side perspective, I'd lean Chicago. What do you think here, Skee, Hornets and Bulls?
Muted, bro.
Yeah, I think you're muted, bro.
Still muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, it's not my fault, bro. My computer's freezing.
Oh, you're freezing. All right.
I couldn't move it off mute. That's my bad. But this game, I see Levine still game time decision.
Yeah, man.
So that's a big deal if you want the Chicago side. And the spread hasn't really moved that much, I don't think. I was trying to check it out here.
It's down to 4.5 now.
4.5. If Levine is out,
non-COVID illness, by the way, for Levine this morning, added to the injury report. Questionable.
If he's out, I would just salute you if you got Charlotte early and probably stay away. But if he's in, I would look towards the Bulls. I don't know. I just have a feeling on this game. I look at the Bulls. They've been playing much better defense than Charlotte lately. They've been rebounding better than Charlotte lately. And big brother versus little brother. I think Lonzo,
big baller game.
Yeah, he could lock. He plays good defense versus everybody, but he knows how to play defense versus little brother, man. I think the Bulls could get it done if they have a solid lineup. So it's a wait and see game on that situation for me.
All right, Dutch, what do you think? Charlotte, Chicago.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Sweaty Butcher, Alfonso, everybody. I see you, man. Let's hit that motherfucking hundo. That's Mando. Let's get that live. Let's get to 100 likes real quick. Take a minute. Hit the motherfucking like button and share the video if you can. Muchly appreciated. I see you, Jared. Shout out my guy. Yeah, man. This now I capped this game thinking Zach LaVine definitely was going to be playing, and I still think he will. The numbers dropping a little bit, so it's even more, even better money honestly right now on Chicago. But yeah, I'm betting on Big Bro, man. Lonzo better handle business. Better not let LaMelo come into the motherfucking house and take your motherfucking food. Not at home, Big Bro. No. That's a no-no. We can't allow that shit. Someone's got two little brothers. That shit don't slide. That shit don't ride. You know what I mean? Can't let that shit slide. No. So the numbers to back this up. I like the Hornets are 2-3 ATS the last 5 on the road. Haven't been that great on the road all season. 5-8 ATS on the road. Now the last 3 meetings with Vooch in the lineup last year, they were 0-3 ATS last 3 meetings. The Hornets have average loss by 17 points per game. So I'm looking for Chicago. They shot over 50%, almost 51% in those 3 games, averaging. So they've done what they want against this Hornets team, which is simply pretty much the same fucking defense, right? Now they are 2-5 ATS in their last 7 in Chicago, so they don't make the trip to Chi-Town very well either. The Bulls are 13-4, ATS in their last 7 as a favorite, and they've not lost back-to-back games at the house this season. They're coming off this loss to Miami. I look for them to handle business at the house. We need Zach LaVine in there. Definitely need that guy out there. But Big Vooch, you said it, Ian. Ray Charles also in the chat vouched for that. I can see him eating all day. But it's about Big Bro. It's about DeRozan, LaVine. This should be too much at the house, and we face Charlotte on the road here.
All right, Wham. What do you like here?
Yeah, I'm going right there with I like Big Bro too. I'm not muted right there. I'm just going to make sure. I like Big Bro too, though, man. It's the big baller game. You know what I'm saying? I like that idea here. But the only thing I do have fears is that maybe Terry Rozier does turn into Scary Terry. He's been closing for these guys, going over his 18.5 points total. 3 of the last 4 games. Pretty much been holding it down lately. Finally getting his feet wet with this team. I wish I could find Kelly Oubre 3-point props, though, guys. I'm just saying, man, the books know better, bro. If they fucking had that shit, they can't set it high enough, bro. He's shooting like 11 of them things, cashing 7 and 9 of those within the last few games there. So that's the way I wanted it to look. But honestly, this is a big baller game. I'm just gonna watch it. Honestly, I should just pass this as backwood. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. You don't want to bet every game, that's for sure. Cleveland and Dallas. We've got Dallas 6.5 point home favorites here, 210 the total in this game. I'm tempted to take the points with Cleveland. Cleveland's just been terrific as underdogs, really. I mean, 11-4 ATS, their last 15 as an underdog, 13-5 ATS overall, their last 18 games. I mean, this has been a point spread machine right now, Cleveland. I don't like the idea Dallas is at home off a home loss to Washington. In theory, that's a bet on spot for Dallas and still better than Cleveland. And another thing that bothers me is the series history. Dallas has just destroyed Cleveland 4 straight head-to-head meetings in the last few years. So that concerns me a little bit, but it's still Cleveland or Bass for me. They did get the rookie Evan Mobley back from injury in the last game. And you look at some of these recent spots for the Cavaliers, the win against Orlando at home, okay, but Orlando's bad. But before that, battled Phoenix, lost by 5, battled Brooklyn, lost by 5. Competitive efforts against some solid basketball teams. They've been good in this role. I don't trust Dallas laying points at home. I've said that for a year or two at least on this show, and it's proven true so far here. They've also got Brunson questionable for this game tonight with a foot injury going into it. Cauley Stein's already been ruled out for Dallas. And you look at Dallas at home, 3-9 ATS in their last 12 home games. So it's Cleveland or pass for me with the points. And even though I'm concerned with Dallas at home on a bounce back spot, I'm still probably going to take Cleveland for something here, plus 6.5. And the series history is not good for Cleveland, but it's a different team, I think, this Cavaliers group from what we've seen the last couple of years. So still would take Cleveland here. What do you think, Skee? Cavs and Mavs?
Yeah, Mavs have been covering lately, but I just think it's too much. Like you said, Brunson is out too, and I just think it's too much. Like Cleveland, they're healthy now. They're going to outboard the Mavericks. Like their top 5 rebounding team, I know for sure over the last 5 games, and Dallas might be second worst, but if not, they're bottom 5. So if you can win on the rebounds and play a little bit of defense, which I mean, Cleveland has been playing just about the same amount of defense as Dallas lately. So I think they'll be in the game. 6.5 points, that's a lot. I will be taking the Cleveland side here. They've covered 11? They're 11-2-1 against the spread. Their last 14, 6-3 as a road dog, 6-2-1 versus 55% when teams are better. It looks like Cleveland or nothing for me here.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. And look, we thought, whoa, Sexton, huge injury for Cleveland, out for the year. What are they going to do without him? And I've been impressed with the performance level of the team, even without him. They've adjusted, and they're still finding themselves, competitive most nights, and still able to function without him, because that's a huge loss in the backcourt. But the fact they've been able to function and still play competently without him is a good sign for the Cavs moving forward. What do you think, Dutch, here, Cavaliers, Mavericks?
Yeah, man, y'all didn't leave too much meat on the bone. I'll say that. But I'm right with everything y'all said. To be quite honest with you, and they're also 4-1. The Cavs 4-0-1. Excuse me, ATS in the last 5 on the road. They handle business, man. They really do. The 3-5, the Mavs ATS at home on the season. 1-6 ATS their last 7 versus the Eastern Conference. We know I'm a Luka the Don guy, but this team is not that good, to be quite honest with you. They've been getting quite a bit of upgrade out of KP lately. Wise, they've been covering a little bit more, I would say. But Brunson off the bench, that's a big piece. Pretty much, you guys touched on it all. I love the Cavs here plus 6.5.
It looks like Brunson's playing, but that doesn't change my stance. I still
okay.
Like Cleveland.
All right, Brunson in. Obviously, I would look for the Mavs to probably hand. I said someone in the chat did say Cavs money line. I don't know. I pretty much would think the Mavs find a way to win, but the 6.5 seems like a good bet to me.
All right, Wham.
Yeah, man. The only way I'm going is Cavs as well. Maybe even early. Obviously, we know that on the road they're 8-1 ATS on the first quarter, holding opponents to the second lowest points in the first quarter. This team in the Dallas Mavericks, they scored a 25th least in the first quarter so far this year. I just don't think that the numbers are going to show us, the last 5 numbers, how good Mobley makes this defense. Obviously, their defense slipped here, but I think the regression is because he was out the lineup, not able to cover a lot of those pick and rolls. That's pretty much everything that you're going to see in the NBA today is pick and rolls, and having somebody like that on the wing that can also defend the rim like that is just going to help these guys dramatically there. And I do like this team long term in the full game as well, but I think early is the best spot here. So I agree with our guy Just Daryl in the chat. I like the first quarter look for Cleveland.
Yeah, real quick, Ian, I had a couple props I fucking forgot about, my fault. But yeah, I like Jared Allen. Skee touched on how good of a rebounding team and how much of an edge they'll have. Jared Allen over 24.5 points in rebounds. Been killing it all year. We've made a lot of money off this. He obviously was in and out of the lineup. Went over this the prior 3 before he came back, averaging 15 and 11. This should be easy money. No one in that front court versus Dallas should handle it. And then also Luka the Don minus 115 on the double-double. It's minus 175 at other books. He seems to get right around 8 or 9 rebounds or assists there. So very close to the double-double almost every game. But, you take a shot at that if you like Luka the Don.
All right, Washington, San Antonio. Washington 3-point road favorites, 214, 215 the total. Washington, 3-point road favorites in a venue where they've lost 21 in a row. How about that? They've lost 21 in a row in San Antonio, and now they're laying 3 in this. This is a better Washington team, though. I will admit that. They've had a solid start to the more than solid 13-7. They went through a little bit of a rough patch there, losing 4 or 5 games last week, but they bounced back-to-back wins against OKC and Dallas. But man, that series history, and now you're laying 3 on the road. And San Antonio's starting to perk up a little bit. 2 of the last 3 games, they nearly beat Phoenix at home. They crushed the Celtics. They were up big early. They kind of hung on at the end, but they still beat the Boston Celtics 96-88 on Friday night. A nice win for the Spurs. DeJounte Murray was just outstanding in that victory against the Celtics with 29 points and was very big down the stretch when that game was close and the Celtics were trying to come back. Washington's definitely the better squad here, but you can't overlook the 21 losses in a row in San Antonio. And San Antonio now in this home underdog point spread range, they've bounced up and they've covered some numbers in this kind of role lately. So I'm leaning San Antonio here, +3 personally. Don't love it, but if I bet it, I'm on the home underdog here in this game. What do you think here, Skee, with the Wiz and the Spurs?
It's a backwood. Go ahead and hit that button for me, Ian. I don't want any part of either one of these teams.
Yeah, you notice he didn't even try to pass that motherfucker to me because I don't want that bitch either. Leave it on up.
Leave it on up. All right,
leave it up. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Too? Everybody.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
That's that bullshit, Reggie.
All right, nothing wrong with that. So just a small lean for me to San Antonio. Otherwise, it's a backwood for everyone here on the panel with this matchup. All right, Portland and Utah. We'll go to Utah, 7.5-point home favorites here, 222, 223 the total in this game. Again, with the Portland Trailblazers, I hate to be repetitive, but I'm not putting money on this team on the road, flat out. I'm not doing that. Their only win in point spread cover on the road is Houston. All right, one of the worst teams in the NBA. That's it for Portland on the road. They've been dreadful. Look at the last 3 road games. Denver, blown out. Sacramento, totally dysfunctional. Luke Walton gets his ass sent packing, and they still lose that game to Sacramento. And then they get bombed by Golden State, 118-103. We said on Friday night with that Portland-Golden State game, don't overthink it. Just Golden State minus the points. I mean, it was only -6 as well. And then the number stayed put there in that game, and they ended up winning by 15. So that was a nice winner. Most of us like the Warriors in that game on Friday against Portland. How do you back Portland on the road? It's that simple. And, Utah coming off a drubbing over New Orleans, 127-105 on Saturday. They lost to the Pelicans before that, so it was a short turnaround revenge spot, and Utah took care of business there in that one. I know they've dropped 2 of their last 3 home games. They haven't been that automatic bet, laying points at home this year. They've had some troubles, ups and downs, smiles and frowns as home chalk this year, but I don't trust Portland enough. I just don't. With their porous, absolutely woeful track record away from home on the highway. So for me, it would be Utah or pass in this spot for me. What do you and maybe over, obviously, too, from a total standpoint, because I don't think Portland's going to be shutting down that Utah team that can, when they get it going offensively, Portland's not the team I trust really to stop them here. And yes, Norm Powell, as someone's mentioning in the chat, is out for the Blazers. And look, he's one of the guys that does try to play some defense on this team, so that hurts them even more. What do you think here, Skee? Blazers, Jazz?
I agree with you on the over. Portland's not going to play any defense at all. And both teams have kind of been trending that way in their recent games. So I agree with that. From the side, if they had Norman Powell, I'd feel more confident. We just saw Atlanta. I don't think Portland's going to be this bad on the road forever. But we saw Atlanta go home, play like 5 good games, then go play a couple more on the road and continue to handle business. And I mean, Portland, they played better their last 5 games as far as offensive rating and rebound percentage than Utah. And they got a rest advantage coming into this game. So you're giving them, 3-4 possessions with the rest advantage. That's always tricky. I would be leaning Portland or taking the over.
Yeah, there's definitely good thoughts there and reasons for Portland. I just got to see it from them on the road, other than a Houston team. That's the only road win and cover for Portland. But you're right. They've played less games than Utah over the last 7 to 10 days. And that could matter, especially you're playing in altitude, right? Thin air, higher elevation. So, being the fresher team, being the less exhausted team, the fatigued team, not playing as much in the last week, and that is the case with Portland. Maybe that helps them here against the Jazz tonight. What won't help them, though, is Powell being out, especially from a defensive perspective. Dutch, what do you think here? Blazers, Jazz.
Yeah, shout out to JPZ. I see you. JA like in Utah on a blowout. And to be honest with you, if you want to bet Portland on the road, Ski, you better have that strong. You better have a lot of it. You better have about a half rack of that IPA bullshit you like. All of it, man. It'll be a long night. Believe that. I'm not going to bet Utah, but that's the only fucking way I would look, to be honest with you. Utah hasn't looked that great of late. That's why I'm hesitant. I don't look at this as the easiest spot like we did the Warriors the other night. But no way in fucking hell am I backing the Portland Trailblazers on the road, especially with, I believe, their best defensive player out, Norman Powell. Shout out to my guy, Nets Bets. Mike Smith, I see you. Portland doesn't play well on the road. No, they do not. And 7 points does not make me want to back them, especially against the Utah team, where if we know they can come out, hit that perimeter shot, it's a wrap. Now, my guy Ray Charles in the chat said he likes Gobert over, rebounds tonight, could get 20 plus tonight. And that's exactly what I like tonight. Now, it's over 12.5 and it's juiced at minus like 125. So if you like laying that juice, go ahead. But there's books that allow, I was looking at 16 plus rebounds tonight at plus 250 for Gobert. I like that. Maybe a little tequila money, half a unit, whatever you want to play on it, or drop the fucking 12.5 at minus 125. Now he's averaging 19 rebounds the last 3 meetings versus these boys. He has 2 games, 20 plus rebounds. he will eat tonight. As long as he's on the court, gets the motherfucking minutes, he'll have 18 plus rebounds tonight. We know, Portland's suspect down low, suspect everywhere. They don't play no fucking defense. I know they've had a little bit of extra rest and whatever, but the fact is, tired, not tired, they don't play fucking D. So, all the rest that they want, they can have. Just maybe play some fucking defense. That might be a help.
I'm noticing based on I've always have some DFS information and sites and notes posted on the screen here while I'm doing this show regarding Powell's absence. The player on Portland that's had a huge jump in shots, shot volume, shot attempts, and usage whenever he's been out has been CJ in terms of shooting the basketball. So maybe you look at a McCollum prop tonight potentially for Portland. If you're going to bet one Portland prop, that would be it. Someone to take more of those shots, more of those looks. Without Norman Powell on the floor. So McCollum might be the one you look at from a prop standpoint over points. That does interest me. Even though I don't want any part of Portland plus the points, doesn't mean you still can't take a Portland player prop or two. So that one does make sense to me, CJ McCollum tonight. What do you think, Wayne?
Yeah, I kind of would agree with Skee here. I think I could possibly see Portland make something of this game. Maybe Royce O'Neal is out as well. He's nursing an ankle and foot injury.
Yep.
Yeah, he could be out as well. So that's another ring defender that they're definitely in need of for Utah. So they could give up some shots there. I didn't make a bet on this prop. I was anticipating backwoods in this game, to be honest. But this is something I could possibly see myself betting on. Is a Portland on the side here. On the road, of course, they're bad, but I could see myself hopping on.
All right, final game, New Orleans Pelicans, LA Clippers. We've got the Clippers 7-point home favorites at Staples, 211 the total in this game. Clippers getting blown out by the Warriors last night, 105 to 90. We'll see if they bounce back. It is the second night of back-to-back games here for the Clippers following the loss to Golden State yesterday. When you look at the minutes, because of that, the minutes aren't bad. Again, we've got George and Marcus Morris and Bledsoe in the 30s, but everybody else was paced, so it's not a terrible fatigue situation going into this game. New Orleans, they got pounded by the Jazz on Saturday, 127-105, following two straight wins for the Pelicans, if you can believe it, against Utah in the first of the two meetings head-to-head against the Jazz, and then they beat Washington before that. I don't think they're going to make it a victory here tonight against the Clippers. I know it's back-to-back here for the Clippers, but Pelicans are still just 1-8 ATS, their last 9 on the road and as road underdogs, which isn't good. And if you remember, Clippers just played New Orleans, and they were at the tail end of a long road trip, and they ran out of gas completely. It was 10 days ago. Pelicans won in New Orleans, 94-81. I think it's payback time tonight for the LA Clippers. I'm laying the 7 with the clip joint tonight in this game. Definitely interested in that. Few props as well. I'd go Reggie Jackson. I'd go with Marcus Morris as well, because look, when you look at the situation for the Clippers tonight in this game and what they're dealing with, obviously Kawhi's still out, and now Nicholas Batum's out, and he gives you some offense. Bledsoe's kind of struggling again. Who's going to give you those offensive numbers other than Paul George? Reggie Jackson's one. Marcus Morris is one. So those are two LA Clipper props over points that I like in this game tonight. Skee, what do you think? Pelicans, Clippers.
Yeah, maybe even, I didn't look too much into it, but maybe even Reggie Jackson 3-pointers, because I know Pelicans bottom 5 3-point defense this season. On this game, I was just kind of thinking, I know Pelicans, they go under like pretty much every game, 11 of the last 15 games. And Clippers have kind of been trending that way too, 4 of their last 5. So both bottom 5 offensive rated teams, their last 5 games, Clippers playing at a bottom 5 pace. It seems like an under type game to me. So that's what I like here if I'm going to play.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree, even though the betting markets apparently do, because this went from 207.5 to 211. This total, I'm not sure that total is going in the right direction here, but we'll see. Dutch, what do you think here? Pelicans, Clippers.
Yeah, this one's a tough game for me, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I must not be feeling too good, because something tells me I don't know why I want to bet the fucking Pelicans, but I don't think I'll do it. I just don't really. The Clippers are 1-5 ATS in their last 6. I know they're coming off a loss yesterday, so you think, oh, get right. But I don't know. The Pelicans have had their way, too, with the Clippers. They really have. They beat them. Obviously, it's a different team. But, yeah, they've had their way with the Clippers. So I'll stay off, but I would look for Big Val to eat tonight. Last meeting, he had 26 and 13. Now, with Ingram back in the lineup, he's kind of hit or miss a little bit. But I like over 16.5 points. averaging 18 on the year. He should have his way inside. I'm not too big on Zubac. Anyone else you want to bring off the bench? Big Val gets the minutes. Should go for 20 plus tonight.
All right, Wham.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the bounce back spot here for the Clippers, though, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. They turned over the ball hella much in that game. We all know, being from LA, bro, they don't never want to play early in the morning on Sunday. It was a 12 o'clock game. They weren't really trying to be out there like that. Even though it was a Steph Curry game, tickets was cheap as fuck, $36. They wasn't trying to be there. They knew they was gonna get their ass smacked up. So I think in this game they get a chance to bounce back, and then also you got a little revenge factor here as well. I mean, our guy Eric Bledsoe, he's got the same birthday as me as well. Shout out to Eric Bledsoe there, my fellow Sagittarius. You feel me? But I think he balls out. I think he balls out here. I think he holds on of the fort here. Slowly keeps Devontae Graham from showing off from three. It's kind of what the reignition for this Pelican team is back, having him and Brandon Ingram back. Now they actually get some consistent offense here. But if they get slowed down, we know these guys can't really score here. And the Clippers holding opponents to 43 points in the paint, that's going to be a lot of the points that they're going to get there. So I think honestly the Clippers are going to steamroll these motherfuckers, bro.
All right, lean Clippers. All right, before we go to best bets and freshest look to wrap up, brief thought on the Monday nighter in the NFL. Seattle, Washington football team. Washington or pass. I'm not interested in Seattle right now. That was brutal last week against Arizona. Terrible loss against backup quarterback for McCoy in their last game. They're pretty much, I think they're close to out of it. Washington's actually playing better. Heineke's had 2 good games in a row. I just don't like anything. Russell Wilson has not looked right at all against Green Bay and Arizona, the 2 games since he's been back. So if I'm betting it, it's Washington. Washington or nothing for me. Skee, anything for Monday Night Football?
Nah, I saved myself some time from looking at this and used it to look at some college basketball for tomorrow. So, I'm just looking at opening lines or waiting for opening lines, and I'll be looking for UCLA over if it's a decent number and USC under if it's a decent number.
There you go. And if you know these LA schools, and I know you follow them, Skee, with college basketball, take advantage. Yeah. Dutch, anything for Monday Night Football?
Yeah, I'm tempted to get Antonio Gibson on the rushing yards, but it's like 65 in that ballpark. I think he'll have a night tonight. Not too much on this game, but I do believe I'm with you as well, Ian. I would lean Washington, and I think Gibson will have a night tonight.
All right, Wham.
DJ in action from Wham, bro. We're gonna go to a touchdown prop. DeAndre Carter, the wide receiver for the Washington football team. Anytime touchdown plus 330.
Wow, I like the value, and you're right. He's been getting more targets and more opportunity lately, so that's nice. That's a good price. I don't argue with that. It's not a bad price there. All right, good stuff with Skee, with Dutch, with Wham. We'll get to best bets and freshest look for Dutch in just a second. Hit that like button. 266 live viewers. We got Connor Mack and Maxwell Smart with Net Profit College Basketball coming up right after us. We'll have best bets and freshest look right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, and karaoke. Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0, any Manscaped product, get 20% off with the promo code PubSports. And mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball, NHL, it's all going on right now. Sign up for an account, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. Sign up at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code PubSports. All right, it is time for best bets to wrap up the show for this Monday. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
For my best bet, I probably will go to that Cleveland game, and I haven't made it yet, but I think I'm gonna rock with it. Allen, you can either go his points or points and rebounds, like Dutch mentioned. But I know his points were 14 and a half. He averages 15 and a half, and he's gone over that his last 3 games since being back. And I just see him dominating in the paint, and I see him getting a lot of rebounds versus a team who's second worst on the board. So Jared Allen, points over 14 and a half. Not mad if you do points and rebounds.
All right, Jared Allen over 14.5 points and lean to the points and rebounds over. Anytime you go up against that Dallas front court, I like the number 5 spot and the center spot for the opponent most times. So I like that prop quite a bit. Jared Allen over points, and you can even go rebounds as well. But over 14.5 points, Jared Allen officially the best bet for Skee Profit. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man, not mad at that at all. Freshest look, we'll stay right in Dallas. I like what my guy Skee smoking on, man. We'll take the Cavaliers full game plus 6.5, 11-2-1 last 14 games ATS. Cover the last 4 games on the road. They will cover tonight plus 6.5 Cavaliers. Yeah, man.
All right, Cleveland Cavaliers plus 6.5 against Dallas. Freshest look for Dutch for this Monday. Wham, best bet.
Yeah, I like it when my guys are going there as well. Just to mention, I am on the Cavs first quarter, but it's not the best bet. I put this guy back here. I said this guy back here for a reason. We're going to take the Lou Dort over 2.5 3-point makes at plus 105. What I got it last night. Seen it at plus 102. Lock that in. Lou Dort over 2.5 3-point makes.
All right, there we go. Lou Dort over 2.5 made threes for the Oklahoma City Thunder for Wham with his best bet on this Monday card. My best bet, I'm going to go to the game between the Jazz and the Blazers. We're going to go over the total. 222 is the best total out there right now with that game. I think you're going to see enough points in this game to get it over the number. Don't trust the Portland team that's even worse defensively when Norman Powell doesn't suit up, which he will not in this game tonight. And I think, though, Portland, we know that the one thing they can do is score, and it's going to be up to Lillard and McCollum to do that tonight against Utah. And I think you'll see them put up enough points to get that game over the total. So over 222, Portland, Utah for my best bet on this Monday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Up. Thanks to everyone for joining us. We got Connor and Max coming up, Net Profit College Basketball Show, Pub Sports Radio right after us. So don't move a muscle. Stay tuned in here to Pub Sports Radio. For Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, this is Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, once again for the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Hit the motherfucking like button like we about to hit these motherfuckers straight over the head. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.